All right, everybody. You know, eh, Putting a question out there, what would it be like on your team if your foreman had a Super Bowl ring? You ever thought about that? Like, we know what it's like to have a winning Super Bowl team, right? Fantastic, great team, great culture in the locker room, great play on the field, probably great play off the field, great results for the owner of the team, great results for the players on the team. Imagine if you were to hire a foreman, and I'm going to show you how, if you could hire a foreman who had a Super Bowl ring. Well, I've got a training coming up. It's all about training the foremen and the leaders in your cabinet, your mill workshop. Let me see if I can change that camera a little bit. That's a little bit better. Oh, look, I've got even got it on the screen there. What if your foreman had a Super Bowl ring? Nice. Lines up, right? But I want you to think about that. Look, what tools does your foreman have right now? Or more importantly, as the owner, because I'm speaking to the owners of million and multi-million dollar cabinet shops, the kind of shops that already have a foreman in place, or maybe have a couple of different leads in place, maybe in finishing, maybe on install, maybe in the engineering department. But listen, if you've ever seen a foreman with a Super Bowl ring, that would be rare, right? I've never seen that either. But I'll tell you this, give me a foreman who understands leadership tools and how to use them on purpose. And I'll show you a guy who knows how to build winning teams every single day. The tool that we're going to talk about in foreman training is actually DISC. You might call it Myers Briggs. Some people have done colors and things like that. And now, if you've never heard about this before, that's fine. If you've used it in the past, you might be wondering, what the heck is Rubino talking about? I'm running a cabinet shop. We take big pieces of wood and then we cut them into small pieces of wood and we make them into beautiful furniture, right? But we're building a team that helps us do that. And we need to do that on purpose. The best teams do that on purpose. The best leaders lead on purpose. And one of the ways to lead on purpose is to have the right tools at your disposal to do that. So if you've never trained your foreman before, if your foreman didn't come to you understanding the leadership tools that I want to talk about, then you should consider joining us, at least for the information call. I'll talk about that later. But anyways, keep in mind, let's go back to the Super Bowl coach. The best coaches don't call the plays. They know their players. And the same goes for your foreman. If he or she understands how their crew, you know, walks, talks, thinks, acts, reacts, then that foreman will lead them to make smarter decisions, get rid of the drama in the workplace, and get way more done, right? And again, if you've never heard of tools like DISC, it's spelled DISC. It's okay. I'm going to be training that in the cabinet shop foreman training coming up in the next few weeks. So here's 3 things that winning Super Bowl coaches know about building and leading teams that you can apply in your own cabinet shop. Number 1, you can't lead everybody the same way. Can't do it. Everybody hears, sees, feels things differently. Think about your own kids. Let's say you've got 2 kids. Maybe you're blessed with more, but let's say you've got 2. Isn't it amazing how they're just such different people? One of them likes to see things and hear things to understand it. The other one needs to pick things up and feel it and move it around to understand it. And it's the same with your crew. If you've got 2 people working under your foreman, then they might have 2 different learning and understanding styles. If you've got 20 under that foreman and that foreman has 3 or 4 leaders under them, imagine all the variance there, right? So we have to really understand you can't lead everybody the same way. That's number 1. Number 2, you need to change how you talk to different people about different things, right? People that are more detailed want to hear things in a very precise order. Today, we're going to be working on 3 projects. Those 3 projects need to be done in the next 5 days, right? That is a way that some people like to be talked to. And some of you out there are smiling saying, well, that's the only way that people should talk, right? What about somebody else listening who just wants to hear, hey guys, great team. Today we've got 3 great projects for 3 great families we're going to finish this week. We're all going to be as a team. We're going to march to the end line together, lean in and help each other out. Let's go. That works for some people, but it doesn't work for others because some of you listening right now are like, look at the clown leading the parade there. I don't want to hear that. What those people want to hear is, look, we got work to do. 3 big projects need to be done by the end of the week. Any questions? Different leadership style, different communication style. Now, I'm not saying one is better than the other because that's not the case. But as a leader, I have to understand how to toggle those things when I need to with each and every different behavioral style on the team. That includes production floor, that includes install team, that includes dispatch, that includes accounting, that includes office and engineering. Communication is the key to bringing a team together. And we're going to be talking about that a lot in the foreman training. By the way, the foreman training isn't just a come one, come all thing. You have to go to the information call first. You and your foreman have to go to the information call together and first. And then you leave the call. There's no commitment required. You just come and listen to what the agenda for the 6-week foreman and leadership training is going to be. Together, you make a decision and you get back to me and say, yes, we're in, or no, we're not. That's the end of the story. And my role, my job at this point is just to start the conversation in your company. That's all I'm here to do. Start the conversation between you and your foreman so you guys can decide, right? Think about that Super Bowl. That team won the Super Bowl when they started drafting players years ago. And it's the same thing I want you to do. Anyways, number 3 is there is a language to building a team of winners, and that language is not supposed to be a secret. Unfortunately, they don't teach that in school, right? Maybe homeschooling, if you've got the right attitude in your home for schooling, which is an attitude of being positive, taking ownership, taking responsibility, having an abundance mentality, and finding a way to make things happen instead of making excuses and blaming. That's part of the language of winners. And we're going to teach all of that. All of that gets taught in the Foreman training. Anyways, back to number 1. You can't lead everybody the same way. Your crew is not a one size fits all team. You're going to have different people, and you're going to need different people for different things, right? One guy needs you to be, quick and direct, like to the point. Another person needs details and calm, and for you never to be flustered and always be even Steven, right? So we've actually got a tool, very specific tool, among all the other tools. One of the tools is called the Crew Personality Tracker. And this is something that you're going to learn how to use yourself as a tool for you and your team in your wood shop. The Crew Personality Tracker, it helps you figure out who's who without a fancy test. You don't need fancy tests. You don't need to put everybody through expensive online quizzes and tests, or bring in an industrial psychologist. Who's got time for that? We don't need that. But we do need to know how our people are lined up, how they see the world, and how we can help them live their best life working for and with us. And ultimately, my goal is, I got this from Brian Tracy: become the kind of leader people would follow voluntarily, even if you had no title. Think about that for a second. That's a quote from Brian Tracy. I'll say it again. Become the kind of leader people would follow voluntarily, even if you had no title. All right. Look, point number 2, this is one of the things we're going to cover as well, is this tool makes you a better communicator fast. You want to use the DISC profile. The tool that I'm going to show you actually gets broken down into a poster, a very simple poster. And the reason that I want it to be a poster is so that your foreman can have it in his or her daybook, that they can print it and post it in the break room, the lunchroom. You can have it posted in the office, and you can have it posted in the shop. All that drywall above all your machinery. It's wasted space. We could be using it for communicating and building the culture in our team. So anyways, use it to avoid drama, reduce mistakes, and talk in a way that everybody gets. And so it's already built for the job site. It's a simple visual, and it's action focused. And by the way, you're going to want to have all of these tools at your disposal, because there's no one silver bullet to building a team, especially a Super Bowl team, right? There's multiple personalities, multiple skills, multiple skill sets. And again, the people we see on the field are maybe half the team. There's probably just as many people off the field: physios, chiropractors, dietitians, weight room trainers, cardio trainers, psychology trainers. Think about what it takes to get a Super Bowl team to win the champion, actually just to get to the game. But we can do that same thing in our shop, right? Ultimately, I want to show owners and foremen how to train leaders. I want to show you how to build leaders in your company. If you want to join me for the information call, send me a text. It's super easy. I think most of you already know my cell phone. It's 315-903-7853. And when you text me, all you have to say is Foreman Training, and then I'll put you on the wait list. Okay? The reason I say there's a wait list is because we already had a wait list going, and that one's full. It's full. I'm going to have to run another course here, which is fine. We can do that. But get your name on the wait list so you're on for the next one, right? Just say Foreman Training, text me at that number, and make sure that you and your foreman are bought into doing this. So you're going to do that by coming to the meeting. It's 30 minutes. It's not very long. And I'm going to run through what the agenda is, ask or answer any questions that people have, and then we'll let you go away and make your decision on your own, okay? I want to teach you the language of leadership. I want to teach you how to build a team that you are proud of, and that's proud to come to work for you. I want to teach you how to build a team where they're referring their friends and family to come and work for you, so your recruiting is super easy in the future. Anyways, as I've said, if you want to be on the information call, listen, the information call is free. It's 30 minutes. All we do is go through the agenda. It's you and your foreman sitting there together in a quiet and confidential room. I'm going to run through the agenda, everything that you're going to learn, and then you guys go away and decide if you want to take this course. It's called the Foreman and Leadership 101 training course. I look forward to having you there. And again, just join me for the info call. Send me a text, 315-903-7853. 7853 and just say Foreman Training, and then I'll know to get you on the wait list. All right. Thanks for checking in, folks. Hope you have a great day, and we'll talk to you.